Big night of harness racing at Bathurst on Saturday night. It is the final for the Gold Crown, the Gold Tiara. We've also got some Group 3 racing as well with the final of the Chalice and the Bracelet for the 3-year-olds. So some fantastic racing, and I thought I'll have a look at those 4 feature races and see if we can point you in the right direction and find a winner or two. We'll go in race book order, so we'll start with race number 4, and this is the Gold Bracelet. And the market here, well, dominated by horses such as Soho Madeline and also Rock Me Mama. But look, let's have a look at a few of the replays from the heats of this series. I'll show you Rock Me Mama first. This filly is absolutely low flying at the moment for Daryl Thomas. He's got her going extremely well. She's now made it 3 on the trot this season, and she's just racing extremely well. I know she's got the second row draw to overcome on Saturday night, but I think there's enough speed off that front row just to bring her into the race. And if she was to make a mid-race move, they might back off enough to let her slide around. And if that's the case, I think she's going to be very hard to beat. Mark Callaghan's driving her extremely well, and I thought the performance in the heat was really, really good. Having a look at Soho Madeline's performance, now she was stepping back from competing in the New South Wales Oaks Series. She ran a good race in her heat. She got tired on the line and then was just outclassed in the final by Dream About Me. But with the drop back in class to the Gold Chalice, she was super impressive in her heat. And look, she's drawn the front row. She likes that. She's got good gate speed, but there is some speed drawn around her, and that does worry me. So my selections in the Gold Chalice, I'm going to go with Rock Me Mama. I just think the second row draw might be a blessing in disguise, especially if there's a lot of early speed on, and with horses like Hot Shot Woman and Dancing with Miley off that front row, I think Soho Madeline might just have to work a little bit harder than she will like. So I've gone for Rock Me Mama on top. Hardest to beat is Soho Madeline. If she does get to the front and she does get a soft 800 metres, she's going to be very hard to run down because we know that she does have that class. I thought number 14, Sport Report, she's another one that's coming out of the New South Wales Oaks. She should appreciate this company a lot more. The barrier is going to make it extremely difficult for her, but she's a very handy filly, and if breaks go her way, she can be in the finish. And I've thrown number 7, Dancing with Miley, in for 4th. She does have that blazing gate speed. I know they went back. It'll be interesting to see if there is a tactics change with her, because I think she would, if they lit her up from her barrier, that she would have enough speed to get across and then maybe look for a sit on a horse like Soho Madeline. So I definitely give Dancing with Miley a big chance. My numbers there in the Gold Bracelet, 11 to beat 4, 14 and 7. So we go from the Gold Bracelet now to the Gold Tiara. And once again, we've got an open market. There are a number of chances after the performances in the heats, which were run Thursday week ago. We're going to have a look at a couple of performances here. There's one filly, I was very keen on her when the market was first released on Tuesday. They went up $16 about Might and Main. Going to have a look at her performance in the heat. She actually runs second behind Don't Think Twice. And Don't Think Twice actually recorded the fastest heat time. But Might and Main really set this time up. She was forced to do a lot of work. There's not much of her. She was a long way in front. She was a sitting shot on the turn, and Don't Think Twice was just able to roll home over the top of her. Now, Might and Main's got a much better, well, she's got a draw where it's not a great draw because she's drawn the inside of the second row, but if she gets breaks and things happen for her, I think she's got enough ability. But I like this performance. I thought the second behind Don't Think Twice was good. The other heat I would like to show you is Millwood Daisy. Now this one's trained by Crandell Getty. Luke McCarthy drove in the heat and will drive in the final as well. Crandell Getty wouldn't be here unless he thought he could win the race. So he's obviously he's come across with something in mind. She was very tradesmanlike in her heat. She sat up outside the leader, controlled the race from the death chair, and she just got the job done. And that's going to be key for her. She's drawn awkwardly in the final, so it's going to make it a little bit tough for her. But let's have a look. My selections in the Gold Tiara this year. I'm going to go with number 9, Might and Main. Might and Main. Yeah, she's had the. Oh, well, she's only had a few starts. She was $16 into $7.50 early with Tab. I think the $7.50 is about right because she's going to need luck from that inside of the second row. Hardest to beat, number 12, Don't Think Twice. You can't knock her. Her performance in the heat was very good. Jason Grimson only got the one horse in work and does a very good job with this filly. Handy driver as well. She's got the second row draw to overcome, but she's got ability. 11, Millwood Daisy, because of she's a ready-made 2-year-old. She knows what the racing's all about. And I've thrown number 4, Rock On By, in for 4. 4th for John Tapp. I think she's clearly the best of his two chances, and I like the way she hit the line on in her heat on that Thursday. So numbers there are 9, 12, 11 and 4 in the Gold Tiara for 2016. Let's have a look now at race number 6. Now this is the Gold Chalice for the 3-year-old colts and geldings. A couple of heats I want to show you. The first is Shadow Runner. Of course, he won the Gold Crown as a 2-year-old. He's back to try and win the Chalice as well at 3. I like this performance in the heat. He's a very professional horse. He's had the 6 starts this season. He's won 5 of them. The only time he was disappointing was in a heat of the New South Wales Derby, and I don't think everything was right with him on the night. Everything's been good with him since. He showed with this performance that he's ready to go, and he's a very, very nice 2-year-old. The other one the other replay we should have a look at is the performance of Ascot Encounter. Now, he actually leads up in his trial and finishes second behind Soho Tribeca. A pretty strong performance by the horse that sat outside him. He's got the awkward draw to overcome on Saturday night, but he's not without a hope. Look, I don't think Ascot Encounter's a leader. I think he's better when he's saved up for that one devastating sprint. We saw him produce that at the end of his New South Wales Derby heat. He was scratched from the final, but I do think if he's able to settle off the speed and come with the one run, the big long straight at Bathurst is going to suit him down to the ground. So although he was beaten in this heat, I actually give him somewhat of a chance in the final. Here are my selections for the Gold Chalice. I'm going to be tipping Shadow Runner on top. Hardest to beat is number 6, Ascot Encounter. Number 2, Charleval. He's going to be in amongst the chances. He's got the draw. Look, he's had a very long season. They obviously kept him ready for the New South Wales Derby. Stayed in Sydney, didn't go to Victoria. So this was a race that was always on his agenda. And I've thrown in number 9, Sam's the Master, for 4th. He's got the inside second row draw. Has to overcome that, but does have plenty of ability and wasn't too far away in the Gold Crown last year. And I'm leaving out a horse like Soho Tribeca. So that is a really tough race. I'm tipping 8 to beat 6, 2 and 9 in this year's Gold Chalice. And finally, the big one, the Gold Crown, the Group 1 for the 2-year-old colts and geldings. And, well, this is dominated by the McCarthy family. They've got Belinda and Luke have got a stride, and Father John has got Better Be Gold, and they competed against one another in the heats. We're going to have a look at that heat right now, and Better Be Gold leads up on this occasion. Astride has the cold sit on his back, and then halfway up the straight, Astride is able to roll past Better Be Gold and prove too strong. Now, this time was supersonic. They went 154.8, very quick for the 2-year-olds. It'll be interesting to see what John and Belinda have done with the horses for the week to see whether they're able to get them to repeat that. I don't think they're going to go 154.8 in the final. So it's obviously a big training performance to be able to pick these 2-year-olds up. But a very nice pair of 2-year-olds competing in that in that heat. The other heat I want to have a look at is War Down Express. Now this is trained by Amanda Turnbull. And has drawn extremely well in the final. He has come a long way in a very short period of time. Amanda hasn't had him very long. She's opted to take the drive. I think it ends up on the leader's back, and we saw what he can do when he's got that soft run, because he used the sprint lane very, very well in his heat on Saturday night. So War Down Express is a very good chance on Saturday night as well. Here are my selections for the big one. I'm going to stick with Better Be Gold. I think he can turn the tables. I know he's drawn wider than Astride, but John McCarthy, he was very keen to find the front in the heat. Wonder whether he stamps his foot and tries to get the lead again in the Gold Crown. If he finds the top, the main danger is going to be Astride, who's going to have that soft, cold run on his back. I think they can run 1-2 after they ran 1-2 in their heat. I think War Down Express, doesn't matter which way this race is run, he's going to get a crack at some stage. 3 pegs at worst. He could be behind the leader. He won with that run in the heat, so he's going to be a threat. And of the rest, I thought maybe number 9, Always Rockin'. Now, the pegs might become the place to be if there is a lot of speed on and there are a few moves in the race, and Always Rockin' will just be following the one, War Down Express, everywhere it goes. So I give it a first 4 chance as well. So my numbers in the Gold Crown for 2016, 6 to beat 4, 1 and 9. Hopefully there is a few winners for you there. We will have coverage of what goes on at Bathurst on Saturday night on Trots TV next week. We'll catch up with all of the feature race winners. And if you can't be at Bathurst, make sure you catch up with all the action, whether it be on the radio through a Sky Racing Radio or the Sky channel, Sky Racing, with full coverage with Gareth Hall trackside. Should be a great night of racing. Really looking forward to it.